This program, proudly brought to you by Inglis.
Castelvecchio charges to the lead.
Hello, I'm Caroline Searcy. Welcome to a new season and a new series of Bred to Win. Loads to pack into this show, including Snitzel's incredible 4th Australian Sires title, the sales, races and plenty more. Some really exciting new season stallions to showcase, and we start this episode with Arrowfield stud star Castelvecchio and Vinery studs Exceedance. Also, Sedgenho's Peter O'Brien and his Inglis sales story. They aren't always about getting it right. And Inglis auctioneer Chris Russell and a versatile champion who made him love racing. First though, let's kick off season 2021 with plenty of bloodstock news in the Cambridge stud Bred to Win wrap. A new breeding season gives pause for reflection on the Australian sire titles at the end of the 2019-20 season, with Arrowfield studs phenomenon Snitzel winning an historic 4th straight General Sires title. Snitzel finished the season with earnings of over $17.8 million, including the winners of 25 stakes races. Yarraman Park's I Am Invincible had 8 more winners but 8 less stakes race wins and earnings of $15.8 million. Third spot was secured by Coolmore's Piero, only around $61,000 behind, with not much between barnmate Fastnet Rock and Arrowfield's Not a Single Doubt in 4th and 5th places. Snitzel was also the leading sire of 2-year-olds for the season. Champion first season sire honours went to Coolmore's young son of Street Cry Pride of Dubai, with earnings of $1.3 million, ahead of Aquas Farm's late stallion Spill the Beans with just over $1 million. The top 5 was rounded out by Night of Thunder, Headwater and Vancouver. Former champion sires and old foes Redoute Choice and Encosta de Lago continue to lead the way as broodmare sires, with the Arrowfield Super Sire taking the honours as champion Australian broodmare sire with earnings of $27.4 million. Fastnet Rock, Flying Spur and More Than Ready completed the top 5. In New Zealand, Waikato stud Savabeel achieved a remarkable 6th straight title as champion New Zealand sire. Entries are open for the 2021 Inglis Yearling Sales Series, with the auction house announcing at this point their major sales will be held at the same time of year as usual. Inglis Classic Sale will kick off the series from February 7 to 9. Melbourne Premier will be from February 28 to the 2nd of March. The Inglis Australian Easter Yearling Sale is set down for April 6 and 7, with the only 2 changes, the former Scone Yearling Sale, now the HTBA May Yearling Sale, to be held in Sydney on May 2 and 3. And the Melbourne Gold Yearling Sale moved to May 16 to avoid a potential clash with the NZB Karaka Yearling Sale, which may have to be moved to mid-April. The Inglis digital platform continued to lead the way in 2020, with the season ending with the online sales having netted sellers over $40 million. The July sale was the 19th straight to gross more than $1 million, with top lot the Piero Mare Rotterdam from Fastnet Rock's sister Sarasota selling for $140,000 to William Johnson Bloodstock in foal to Pride of Dubai. Entries close for the early August sale this Wednesday, August 5.
What it's worth, I reckon it's their last.
Last week's Magic Millions broodmare sale was topped by triple Group 1 winning daughter of Zoo Star Sunlight, selling to Coolmore's Tom Magnier for $4.2 million. Magnier also picked up Champagne Cuddles for $2 million and Invincibella for $1.3 million, and posted a stunning Twitter picture of the 3 mares together at their new home in the Hunter Valley, with all 3 heading to Coolmore's American Triple Crown winner Justify. Victoria's Yulong Farm bought the 2nd and 3rd top-priced mares, Unforgotten for $2.75 million and Vidora for $2.55 million.
14.
The Magic Millions weanling sale saw Sedgenho studs Peter O'Brien secure a colt by Zoostar from Miss Hassan for $410,000, while the Day 2 session topper by Merchant Navy was the highest price for a foal by any first season sire this year. The colt from Awoke went to Valiant Stud for $210,000. Sad news from New Zealand with the death at Windsor Park stud of Galileo's son Rip Van Winkle, a three-time Group 1 winner in the UK and sire of star Kiwis Tiakau Shark and champion filly and New Zealand Oaks winner Jennifer Eccles. With no stakes racing in Australia on Saturday, the highlight was Snitzel starting back where he left off with 5 winners for the day, 3 of them at Royal Randwick, including fittingly De Groen, a daughter of the speedy De Lightning Ridge, in the race named in honour of Snitzel's 4th champion sire's title.
And Emberhar now opens up that magnificent stride.
Great racing at Goodwood in the UK through the week, with Australian sires well represented with 2 group victories. Enbahar, a daughter of Redute's Choice, was successful in the Group 2 Lily Langtree Stakes with another COVID-affected small field, while Fastnet Rock's star mare One Master won the Group 3 St Clair Oak Tree Stakes over 7 furlongs. And with one of the stars of the week, Fancy Blue, the deep impact filly who won the Group 1 Nassau Stakes, this little miss at Sedgenho Stud sure has even bigger shoes to fill. This is the half-sister to the great mare Winx by Deep Impact from Vegas Showgirl, growing out beautifully for her breeder John Camilleri and unlikely to see a sales ring. Vegas Showgirl herself is in fine fettle at Sedgenho in foal to I Am Invincible on a late October cover. As mentioned earlier, Snitzel is the champion Australian sire for the 4th year in a row, giving the Arrowfield stud team plenty to celebrate. They're also looking ahead with their young stallions and this season welcome the exciting son of Dundeel, Castelvecchio.
Fun and another one for Gay Waterhouse for this year's slipper. He's the Group 1 King. King's Legacy claims the size produce Champagne Stakes double.
Superstet from the clouds, it's close. Superstet has put in a mighty lunge.
Here's a great go in the Galaxy, they're wide apart. I am excited, the insider, Miss Leonardi's wide out.
The 3-year-old's going to do it. Alabama Express is on the oar.
Well, John, I have to start with congratulations. Your mighty stallion Snitzel, now a 4-time champion Australian sire. He's had another sensational season.
Thanks, Caroline. We're immensely proud of Snitzel because he's done it the hard way, but he's up there now and he's not letting go. You might be saying 5 years next year and 6 years the year after, but you realise that only 2 other horses in the last half century have done 4 consecutive championships, you know, and they're great names. Danehill and Star Kingdom. So it's a wonderful achievement. We're thrilled with it and he deserves it. There's not a weekend that goes by without multiple winners. He pops up in so many stakes races and he gets the big horse, which people like. He gets the Cox Plate winner, he gets the Everest winner, he gets the TJ Smith winner. This is what he can do. So he's a horse for all people.
I guess a bit like his sire, Redute's Choice. He's almost seeming, as you say, it could be 5, 6, 7 years in a row as being champion. So he seems to be getting better as he gets older. And we know Redute's what he did with some of his last year's horses, such as, of course, the Autumn Sun.
I wouldn't put it past him because I know what books are coming. He's got great books coming. So, and he's had a great year with 2-year-olds. He's also champion 2-year-old sire this year. And that will translate into the 3-year-olds of next year. The important thing about that stallion, which most people probably overlook, is that a great proportion of our high-quality broodmares have Danehill in them. They're not available to him because the double Danehill isn't so good. So he's having to deal with a smaller and smaller population than his predecessors of quality mares, and he's doing it despite that.
Castelvecchio's flying and got it.
Of course, you're always looking ahead. I mean, that's what the business is all about. And Castelvecchio, I mean, I know how fond you've been of this horse all the way through. What a stunning career. I know also there was, a bit of debate. I know Paul was mentioning that, you would have loved to see him race on, but it is the commercial reality. Obviously, with no more Redute's Choice, not a single doubt retiring, lots of reasons for him to be standing his first season in 2020.
Absolutely. We bought him for the farm, ultimately, to breed our mares to him. I'm going to say a funny statement now. We don't buy stallions to make money. We buy stallions to serve our mares and to make top horses if we can, champions where we can. Money follows. That's the way we've always done it. Just do the right job and the money will follow it. And we love buying our own horses back from the customers that bought them from us, often at a multiple of the price, mind you, many multiples of the price. But those horses we know so much about. Castelvecchio was reared on the place out of a mare that had already produced a Group 1 winner and another Group winner. Paul trained one of them. So she's been on the place. We know her, we know the mother, St. Therese. We know her produce, we know the idiosyncrasies. We prepared him as a yearling. He was a sparkling yearling. He's a beautiful yearling. He went off and he didn't disappoint us. His first 2 starts were both wins in town, and he came from impossible positions to do that. The Millennium was his second start. He went on as a 2-year-old to win the Group 1 Champagne after some other very good performances. Was a bit unlucky. And then as a 3-year-old, he's a classic winner. Arguably his best performance was his second place in the Cox Plate, where he was rated the 5th best 3-year-old in the world at the end of that year. So he's done everything you could expect of him. He's reared and bred here. We know all about him. They're the sort of horses we like to stand.
But Castelvecchio wins the Rosehill Guineas from Prince Fawaz.
The stallions we stand, unless we want to support them with 30 or 40 mares of our own, unless we're that confident, we don't want to stand them.
So, and the partnership that you have formed around this horse, the ownership partnership, with Katsumi Yoshida, Jonathan Munns, Alan Jones, there are so many.
Same old team.
John Lever, yeah, it's a great partnership with so many wonderful broodmares under the ownership group, already, that I'm sure plenty will be going to him.
Well, it gives the stallion a real chance, and that's what we're about. And then the fruits will be coming in the later years, like they are with Snitzel now.
And this fellow, he's got a lot more bulk. He's already, I understand, the weight of Dundeel currently.
Yeah, can you believe that?
As a stallion after several seasons, well, a number of seasons under his belt. But he has that lovely power about him too. He's just a beautiful looking stallion.
He's a slightly bigger version of Dundeel. Yeah. Dundeel's more compact, very Northern Dancer-ish. This guy's a little bit more stretchy, a little bit taller. He's got everything. People that come and see him want to send a mare when they see him physically. They weren't sure what they were going to find, but he was such a lovely yearling. Nothing's changed.
And such an exciting time as well. Obviously, you're waiting on the first foals of the Autumn Sun and Showtime as well. How are you feeling? It must be so much anticipation this time of year.
It's very exciting. It's like your children have gone to the Olympics and you're waiting for a result. So, no, it's terribly exciting this time of year. And we've got, the Autumn Sun is another one. He's a super real deal. And we're backing up this year. We're personally sending him 46 mares, I think it is. So that's the level of confidence that I've got in him. I can't see him failing. I really can't. Showtime's got a lot of things going for him, even though he's at the lower end. He's starting off the way Benetto started off, or Not a Single Doubt started off. And they were both pretty successful stallions.
Yeah, and ridden Tycoon, tell me about that. So he's looking sensational here. I mean, he's obviously, he's done the job well and truly, but tell us the reasons for him standing here. As I said, he looks great, in great condition.
Well, we analysed our mares and we felt that we had a shortage this year of non-Danehill line stallions. We looked around and we thought the one horse we'd love to have a go at. He has done very well with difficult conditions early on. He didn't get the best mares in the early days. He was at a low fee. And I thought if he came to the Hunter, we could give him an enormous boost with a quality of mare that's around here, surrounding studs and breeders, and that we have ourselves. And we've given him some of our very best mares because they suit him.
With the whole COVID situation, and you've been up here really enjoying, obviously Chris and yourself and the family enjoying being up here at Arrowfield Stud, how have you found it, from a business point of view, and what are your thoughts for the industry? I mean, racing, it's been incredible it's been able to keep going, but how do you see some of the long-term effects of this time?
Well, look, if racing hadn't kept going, administrators have done a great job, must say. And they fought to keep it going, and they've managed the protocols well, and thankfully, we haven't had any crises. The sales obviously have been very spotty. Customers, of course, can't fly in and out as easily. No, there are difficulties, but I've enjoyed my time up here. I've had 3-4 months continuous up here, which I probably never had. You know, I come and go all the time. And I've enjoyed it very much. We might just make this our home.
The success rolls on for Arrowfield, and you can see the enormous effort it takes to produce our racetrack stars. Coming up on the return of Bred to win, exciting sprinter Exceedance joins Vinery Stud's successful roster in the Hunter Valley, and Sedgenho Stud's Peter O'Brien and his English sales story about the one who got away.